The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope you're having a great week, and I'm excited to have you joining us today as we lean in to empowering women, transforming lives. I have some wonderful guests today that are going to be sharing about balance and passion and purpose with an exclamation point. We are enthusiastic about helping you move forward powerfully, but in a balanced way, tapping into your passion and living a life on purpose and with purpose. Now, I know you're going to hear our hearts and our passion as we dig into our conversation today. So I want to thank you for joining us, leaning in. I celebrate that you are saying yes to you and carving out time in your busy schedule to be nourished, to be empowered, to be equipped, to go out there in the world and do all that you do. It's necessary that we have a time of nourishment, that we have a time to come together and connect heart to heart and really lean in and remember those things that matter most to us so that when we go back out in the world, we bring that energy forward with us. A warm welcome from my heart to yours. And I wanted to share today about hiding and shining. And there's a couple reasons I wanted to tap into that as we're talking about balance and we're talking about passion and we're talking about purpose. Because sometimes I find we're hiding. Sometimes we're hiding from ourselves. Sometimes we're hiding from others. I used to hide behind a uniform and a role that I would play in the organizations or companies that I worked for. And I would hide behind intellect and the licenses and my accomplishments, kind of keeping myself safe behind this protective barrier armor. And as I was out in the public eye sharing and speaking, that's how I could do it and feel safe. But what I found is it limited my impact because they couldn't really hear me fully or feel me fully or understand me fully with this armor in place. And I discovered I needed to be willing to strip that away and share my heart, share what I truly cared about, and lean forward and be willing to be vulnerable, to lean into that connection and to lead by being me, without all these other things I would add on to that. And that was my journey in really coming out of hiding and shining and discovering how to do that, how to really share what I was passionate about, what my purpose was, how I could serve, how I could help. And in that, I was able to find my new balance and rhythm in life. And part of the reason I want to touch on this hiding and shining is because I have two amazing individuals on the call today, on our show today, that are authors in a forthcoming book called Come Out of Hiding and Shine. I'm honored to be the compiler of this book and bringing together over 30 voices who will be willing to share their story of how they've come out of hiding and are shining and sharing their tips and wisdom and hard lived and learned experiences on that journey so that it can be easier for all those who come after, that you can tap into that wisdom. Because that, I know for me, has been my greatest journey, to really come out of hiding and shine. And I want the world to see you, to see your gifts, your talents, your passion, your purpose, all that you are called to bring to the world. And I want you to feel confident and safe to take off any of those protective layers that may have gotten there as you've gone through life. Because I really want you to be heard and seen. Because when you are, it makes a difference in the world. There's no one else just like you that has your wisdom, your perspective, your journey in life. And you are absolutely needed just as you are in this beautiful garden of life that we get to be blossoming flowers in. That's why I end every show saying, may you bloom where you're planted and shine. Because I want you to bloom and blossom in your life, to really be seen, heard, and understood. So let's take a moment to just pause and think on this and feel into this. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Both hands on the wheels, eyes open and alert, just inwardly tuning in. For those of you who are able to, please put both feet on the floor, feeling it support you. Lean back in that chair, feeling it reaching up to hold and support you. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. In a sense, bringing all of you in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Take a big breath, filling your belly. And as you breathe out, close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Great. Take one more big breath. Great. And in this space, I invite you to listen. Just pause and take a moment as we've talked about your passion, your purpose, finding balance, perhaps coming out of hiding if you're hiding on some level and really willing to be seen and shine. As you reflect on those things, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage and equip and empower you on your journey? Keep doing that deep belly breathing and listen and feel into the response. It can come in the form of a picture, a memory, an image, a scent, words, all different kinds of way information can be communicated to you. I invite you to receive and embrace whatever it is that you need today that will serve and support you. When you've received that information, come back into the room, open up your eyes, fully alert, ready to receive and connect with all of us today. And I encourage you to actually write down whatever it is that you received that you needed today. I want you to keep it top of mind so that you're actively on the lookout for whatever it is that will serve and support you to step into your passion, to move forward in life on purpose, to come out of hiding and shine, to have that balanced life. What is it that you need? And lean in with anticipation that it will come to you today and that you're willing to receive with open arms. One more big breath. Great. All eyes open and alert. Ears ready to hear, hearts ready to receive. And in this space of connection, as we've taken a moment to pause and listen to our hearts and feel into what it is we need today, Brandy, I wanted to see if you had something laid upon your heart that you wanted to share with us today.
Just to be open. Right now, my heart is open, and I love that meditation, so thank you so much for that. And with the openness, I can see the balance. I can feel it throughout the system and know that I've already gotten what I came for.
What a way to start the show.
Yes.
I love that.
So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. Phyllis, how about you? Did you have something laid upon your heart?
Yes. The thing with me is when you were talking about be who you are because you have so much to give. And I thought about it as I had my hand on my heart. I'm thinking about love, giving of love and gratitude, and living authentically who I am. Oh, that was so touching. Thank you so much for that meditation.
Oh, you're so welcome. And that is such a gift to bring who we are forward. And I love that you felt love. That just makes me smile. And absolutely, I mean those words with great love and care and support and truth, that we are all so needed in this world. There's not another duplicate of any of us out there. There's not like one in reserve that can, we don't fully show up comes, part two. And the biggest gift I believe that we can really bring forward in our life is the gift of us. And I love how you tapped into that. Actually, both of you just loved how your shares of that openness, Brandy, to be open, to receive and give and share, and just really connected in that open, rich place. And then Phyllis, this love and being fully present and authentic and willing to share the gift of you. I love it. Thank you both for sharing.
You're welcome.
So listeners, let's breathe that beautiful mixture in. Wonderful. And I want you to sit in this space and continue to listen and see where your heart was touched. It's not an accident that you joined us today. It's on purpose and with a purpose. So I invite you to lean in and get every little bit of what is here for you today. So be willing to sit in this space for a little bit longer and listen to what has touched your heart, what it is that you need to encourage and empower you on your journey as you go forth. We're leaning into a commercial break here in just a moment, and as we do that, here's how you can really leverage this experience. Take the moment, these 2 minutes, this commercial break, to process what's being shared throughout the show, to really pause and listen. Don't run off trying to do one more thing and get distracted and shift the energy. Really stay very present, open, leaning in to the value you have and that you bring to the world just by being you. Really feel that. And stay in that space during this commercial break and really give yourself the gift of that time. And when we come back, we're going to start tapping into the amazing wisdom and heart of Brandy Jones. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Now you don't have to stay linked to your desktop or laptop. Take Voice America on the go and listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv, presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Find out what's happening on the Voice America Talk Radio Network by keeping up with us on Twitter. You can find us at Voice America TRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you leaned into that opportunity to take those 2 minutes just for you. We get pulled so many directions in life that when we can really build that practice of taking a minute or two a day to pause and breathe and listen, it can transform your life, and it will really keep you in touch with your passion. It'll keep you on purpose, and it'll help bring in balance, because when you do that deep breathing, guess what? It lowers your cortisol level, which is fabulous, reducing stress and helping you be very present. So I invite you to take that opportunity to carve out a minute or two every day. You're going to have several opportunities throughout our show today. So I encourage you to lean into that opportunity to really leverage this experience. Now, I promised before our last commercial break that I would be talking with Brandy Jones, and you heard a little bit of her heart in the beginning. I wanted to share a little bit of her background so that you not only know her heart, but you know her professional way that she interacts in the world, as well as what she cares about on a deep heart level. Brandy is the CEO of End the Red. That's END, because we're ending the red in our life. And she is a best-selling author, a talk radio show host on Voice America. So we're excited to have her in our family and encourage you to check her out. And she also, so she's a, let's see, let me list this correctly. She's a best-selling author of Dare Discover Your Destiny, Live Your Dream, and Love Your Life, and soon to be released, a book later this year in September called Come Out of Hiding and Shine that I had mentioned earlier. And she is passionate. Actually, she phrases it on a mission to empower others to live a financially sound life. So please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Brandy Jones to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I always love starting in this heart place, as I know you know, Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to just tap into why this work, because now we're doing a little bit of a play on words with balance, because there's balance in life, but there's also balancing the checkbook, there's balancing the funds, all of that plays in here. So do you mind sharing why you are so passionate about this work that you're doing, so much so that you're bringing it forward in multiple mediums, from books to radio to the business that you're doing and speaking? So why do you care so much about this work?
Well, balancing my heart is having everyone to live the life that they love. And in order to live the life that they love, you have to have the balance. But my specialty is in balancing your finances. And I feel that when people are balanced in their finances, then half of the struggle is over. It's easier with everything else. And so to get that balance in your finances is just, it's a thrill. It's exciting to know that you don't have to do it by yourself. And that's why I've come out into all these different avenues and venues to show people that I'm here. I am your support system. I am your partner, and you don't have to struggle by yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And do you mind sharing a little bit about, because that struggle and not being alone, I could just feel the passion in your sharing. Do you mind sharing why that is so important to you, this not being alone in the struggle?
Okay. I believe so wholeheartedly that most of the entrepreneurs, we do what we had to come through ourselves and had to struggle through ourselves. And one thing I struggled through was my finances. Years ago, when I was younger, finances was hard, bills were high, and I just didn't have enough. And I did not feel like I was enough. And raising my daughter made it even more so difficult because I also was responsible for another individual. So I had to teach her what it meant to be on a evil skill playing field where your finances balance and so everything else would be all right. But during my struggles, it was only me and her, and my struggles was all by myself until one day I realized I needed to do it a different way, and I had to reach out and ask for help.
Thank you for sharing. And I know that reaching out and asking for help and being willing to accept the help and leaning in has just led to the amazing work that you're doing now and through that journey. And I love how you're bringing it full circle to really be that person now that reaches out, that understands that struggle, and you don't need to do it alone.
Right.
So thank
Absolutely.
you for your work and the heart you have for this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I know you've recently launched your radio show. Do you mind sharing the name of your show and the vision and when they can hear it?
Okay.
And where?
My show launched last Thursday. It's on Thursdays, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock on Pacific Coast time. And the name of the show is Journey to Balancing Your Life. And I wanted to bring in assortment because it takes more than one. It takes a village for us to do this. And so on my guest list is a lot of different people, a lot of different experiences, a lot of different avenues where people had to balance their life. So together, we're giving you a roadmap on different areas where balance plays a role in your life, and you have choices. And you can pick and select from those particular guests which ones will work for you and where you need it the most.
Beautiful. And I had the opportunity to get a sneak peek of the guest list, and
Yes.
you all are in for a great treat. So I encourage you to lean into Brandy shows on Thursdays at 11 a.m. And what channel are you on?
I'm on voiceamerica.com.
Exactly. And which channel on voiceamerica.com?
Women's channel.
Thank you very much. Yep. Yeah, that is correct. We're
Empowering
excited
women,
to.
yes. Yes.
So and I'm a biased because I'm on the women's channel too. So I'm very glad to have you on our channel. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing about your show. And one of the things that you are famous for is your $5. Do you mind sharing your $5 story, and if we have time, how that can change someone's life?
My $5 story has worked miracles, not only that because I realized it and it became twofold and I was able to go further with it, but it started back some years ago with my daughter and I making a trip to McDonald's. And as we was making this trip to McDonald's, she wanted, of course, the Big Mac, the big soda, and the big fries. And during that particular time, when she ordered all this, it came to $4.95. When I reached into my pocket, all I had was $5. And it was hard for me to just let it go, but I knew I always rewarded my daughter, and we had gotten that far. So I paid for the food. We went and sat down, and she looked up and said, "Mama, you didn't get anything." And I said, Mama's not hungry. And so she shared her fries with me, but it made me realize that I need to make a change. I did not want to continue to be able to not do for both of us. I had to sacrifice a lot for my daughter and do without. And that $5 made me realize that it was time for me to ask somebody somewhere for some help. And that's what led me to my $5. Since then, I've been saving my $5 bills. I don't spend $5 bills. I use them for my bucket list. I use them to have extra money just around. And I always tell people, when I have a $5, I'm never, ever broke. And I've gone on trips and come back with money. When you spend all your money there, I come back with a pocket full of $5s, and I feel great.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Every time you share how that impacted your life, that moment, and what it's led to today. I'm always touched, Brandy. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
And I encourage you to, if you get a moment to connect with Brandy, find out all that she's done with her 5s and her bucket list. It's a pretty impressive list. And Brandy, I know that you've put together an amazing gift for our listeners today. Do you mind taking a moment to share a little bit about that?
Okay. My free gift is my ebook, Because You Matter, Live Your Dreams. And that was the first book that I now that is not my gift. I apologize to you.
No worries.
My gift is the 3 keys to breaking the debt cycle.
Ah, got it. Okay.
That's it. I'm so sorry. And that's the ebook that I wrote. It shows you how to get out of the debt. A beginning is a starting point. It has me all the way through it, so you'll feel as if I'm right there with you, coaching you and helping you and supporting you in your journey of coming out of the financial struggles.
Beautiful. What a gift to feel handheld and supported and not judged, supported.
Exactly.
In coming out of debt from someone who's been there, done it, and walked beside many, many people. So thank you for your generous gift and making that available. And you also got a preview of perhaps a chapter down the road you may get to hear about. So you got a little sneak peek there. So Brandy, thank you so much for your gift and for sharing. I encourage all of you who are struggling with debt to really lean into that opportunity to get support and help from someone who's been there, done it, and successfully helped herself and others climb out.
Yes.
We are going into another one of those wonderful 2-minute opportunities. So I encourage you to lean in, process what's been shared, and see what has really served you and that you want to carry forward. And when we come back, we'll be talking with our next amazing expert. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Now you don't have to stay linked to your desktop or laptop. Take Voice America on the go and listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com and make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Do you find yourself working tirelessly to keep your business going? Are you finding out that you don't have time for family, friends, any kind of personal life whatsoever? It's time to stop feeling trapped by your business. Tune in to Reclaim Your Freedom with host Shirley Dalton. You'll hear from guests that will help you work on your business instead of constantly in your business and get your life back while the business keeps running and humming. Reclaim Your Freedom airs live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. U.S. Pacific Time on Voice America Business.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv, presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Find out what's happening on the Voice America Talk Radio Network by keeping up with us on Twitter. You can find us at Voice America TRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that opportunity to be still and listen and receive and process information real time. As I promised, we are leaning into our next expert conversation with Phyllis. And let me share a little bit about her. You've got to hear some of her heart in our opening segment, but I wanted you to know some of her professional background as well. She has a PhD. And she's a certified passion, and you'll hear her passion for passion, certified passion test facilitator, certified life and business coach, and she has over 30 years experience as a trainer and workshop leader. And she is passionate about passion and helping you step forward and soar. That is what she wants to help you tap into. And she's also a co-author of our forthcoming book, Come Out of Hiding and Shine. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Phyllis Flemings to the show. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, Phyllis, tell us why you are so passionate about passion.
Well, so many times people get so busy. They're working. They're doing what it is that they think they need to do, and they forget about they have passion, that the passion is within them. And so I want people to know that their lives can be so much better if they go within, discover their passions, and then live those passions. Still do the other things that they're doing, but changing that whole mindset and thinking, I have to work. I don't have time for passions, because so many people don't realize that they can live their passions and still monetize them and have a great life. And I get passionate every time I think about it. So when I'm talking to people and my eyes get all big and they're looking at me wondering, what's wrong with her? It's like, I just want you to find your passion. But yeah, I'm really excited about people living a passionate life, rediscovering, if they haven't discovered already, rediscovering their wings so that they can soar. And you do that by living your passion.
I love it. Thank you. And I just was grinning from ear to ear. I could hear the excitement in your voice. I knew your eyes were getting big as you're talking about passion, which I love. There's my executive producer, Robert Cellino. He shared something with me right when I was starting out as a radio show host. And then as I was finding others, I went, their voice needs to be on radio too. And I would share them with him. And he said, this is what you look for, Rebecca. This is how you know it's the thing that they should be sharing about. It's at the dinner table that everyone's already heard it before, but they are compelled with the big eyes and the enthusiasm to share it again. That's their thing that they are called to bring forward. That's their passion. He calls it the dinner test.
I like that, yeah.
So I love you so tapped into your thing that you were called to bring forward. And I love that it's being passionate about passion and helping people tap into theirs so they can soar. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So you shared some of why that's so important, that we can really live this rich life, that it's not mutually exclusive, our passion from our business and from how we're living our life and monetizing, that those all actually go together and can very powerfully. But what if we're not sure that we even have a passion and we don't know what that thing is, and we don't know what our purpose is, and we're just not sure how to deal with that, or if we even have a passion? Where would you suggest someone start exploring that?
That is so interesting. I'm glad you asked that question, because I have met people, when I'm talking about passion, they're saying, yeah, I can see you're passionate, but I don't have any passions at all. So I start asking them, what do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing? What is it you do and time gets away from you and you don't even realize what time it is? Sometimes people will tell you, you're really good at that. What are those things? I have them go within and think about things that they enjoy, things that excite them. when they get up in the morning, they are ready to go if it's a certain thing. So many times people say they have trouble getting up in the morning to go to work, but then you tell them, you know what we're going to do today? I know we're going to go to, and you're going to work in the garden. We want to get these flowers up, and I know you're really good with flowers. They jump out. They can hardly wait till the next day. They're passionate about their garden. They're passionate about the beautiful flowers. And then they'll think, but that's just a little hobby. Well, so many times a hobby can be your passion. You just move forward with that hobby, and you realize that after a while, people are coming to you with questions. Well, how did you do that? Oh, mine doesn't look like that when I do it. So things can be a hobby, and they are your passions when you enjoy doing them. So I work with people and help them to see that.
Thank you for sharing that, because I do think we can make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah.
And with your share, we can actually start to incorporate those things we're passionate about that actually give us energy. We can start incorporating that in our life. And eventually, hopefully, it can also become like the thing we do. But to me, there are different things. I love doing puzzles. So I've worked that in to having that in my life, and I just build it into creating time and space for that. And I love doing the work that I do as well, and it actually started as a hobby. I never thought it would become a business, and that I would get to do and spend my time doing the things I get to do these days. So I love that you're sharing that way, because I think we do make it more complicated, and we can actually start stepping forward today. We don't need to wait.
Don't need to wait. No, don't need to wait.
But you can actually help make this journey even more efficient, because I know you are a passion test facilitator. So how does that work, and how can we go about discovering our passions so that we can live this soaring, thriving life? How do we start doing that? I know you shared a little bit about going within and some of those things that give us energy, but I wanted to give you room to expand if there was more you wanted to share.
No, if a person, after they find that they have some passion, when I'm talking to them, I have them make a list. And I say, okay, just think of things that, if your life were ideal, use the stem, when my life is ideal, and then list some things. How would your life be? Look at relationships. Look at your spirituality. Look at your work. I have a whole list of things. I tell them to just make a list. And we look at that list. And then that way, I take them through a fun test, and that's called the passion test. Once we finish with that test, they come out with 5 top passions. Now, that doesn't mean that they're throwing away everything else they wrote down, but the mind can only concentrate on so many things at a time. So we've come out with the 5 top passions. And then I show them and support them in living those passions so that they can move forward in their lives and they can feel good about what they are doing, because they know, well, you know what? I am doing what it is that I'm passionate about. Look at my list. I have these 5 things written down. I have them in places where I can see them, so my mind can continually think, oh, yeah, that's something I need to make time for. When you said about the puzzles, you take time to do that. You say, okay, fine, yeah, I know I'm busy, but I will do this because this is a passion that I have. Well, this way, they can look at their list, and they can make sure they take time for that. And then we move on in helping them to really live a passionate life so that they are excited about what they do. And then their eyes can get big as well.
I love it. We're going to spread the big eyes everywhere. And the enthusiasm and the passion. But I love that there's a process and having a way that you can get guided through that and the top things. Because sometimes I also find people, you were talking about people that don't know what their passions are. People are passionate about everything, and it's hard for them to sort through and focus. So I love that your process helps them do that. And I know you've put together an amazing gift for us today. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yes, it's really a report, and it talks about the 7 keys to living life aligned with passion. Once you look at this list, you can see, is my life closer to living my life with passion, or do I need to work a little bit in this area? So 7 keys to living a life aligned with passion.
Beautiful. And who doesn't want to have a passionate, balanced life that's fully aligned and on purpose? I love it. Thank you for this gift and making it available. Absolutely. Making it available for our listeners. So listeners, I wanted to take a moment and share with you how to access these fabulous gifts that Phyllis and Brandy have made available to you. You simply go to radiogifts.net. That's radio gifts, multiple gifts. So there's a net full of gifts, radiogifts.net. You enter your name and email address so that we can stay in touch. And then you scroll down to today's date, which is May 17th, and select the gifts that will serve and support you. You're actually going to see a full library. You'll see some gifts from me. You'll see gifts from other guests that we've had on the show. And I encourage you to peruse and select all that are going to serve and support you. There's no limit. You can say yes to as many of those as will serve and support you. And when you say yes to a gift, you actually get to stay in touch with that expert, so you can have the same access to them that I do. I encourage you to lean in. We're going into our next 2-minute moment that you have an opportunity to lean in, listen, process, share, and maybe check out that gift site. But make sure you come back because we have an exciting closing segment. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Now you don't have to stay linked to your desktop or laptop. Take Voice America on the go and listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com, and make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv. Presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Find out what's happening on the Voice America Talk Radio Network by keeping up with us on Twitter. You can find us at Voice America TRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you did get an opportunity to check out the radio gifts that we've got for you, those generous gifts from Brandy and Phyllis. If not, I encourage you to check it out soon at radiogifts.net and lean into those gifts and tools that are really designed to equip and empower you on your journey. I want you to have tools that you can not walk alone, but get support on the journey of life. And these tools are designed to walk right with you and beside you and support you. So you don't have to do it all on your own and figure out everything. You can really get support on the journey. Oh, wonderful. Now, I have shared in the beginning of our conversation today about our forthcoming book. It'll be coming out in September, called Come Out of Hiding and Shine. We're actually going to do a special release of interviews with a majority of the authors. We're trying to schedule all of them, but a majority of them that will be sharing a little bit about their heart in the book, so be watching for that. And I asked Phyllis and Brandy behind the scenes if they would give us a sneak preview, and they said yes. So they're going to share the title of their chapter and just something about their chapter that they wanted to let you know about, either a piece of wisdom or something you'll learn in the chapter, so you can think about that and lean into it. So with that, Brandy, would you lead the conversation?
Okay. Name of my chapter is Home Is by Brandy T Jones. And just a segment. I thought because I was missing my roots, I had nothing to rely on, nowhere to go back to, no foundation to call my own. As my childhood connections were nothing but was not concrete, my spirit was unsettled. I didn't give people a chance to know me. I believe my childhood history and my adult history weren't connected. I was wrong.
It's like a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm looking forward to that chapter. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Phyllis, do you mind sharing the title of your chapter and something about it you'd like to share?
Sure. Mine is Rediscover Your Wings and Soar. And what I am talking about in this is how I had to rediscover my own wings, come out and shine in a larger way. I was taking little steps because I didn't want to be too big. I didn't want anyone else to feel that I was moving too fast. And so I put myself in the background for a while. Then I had to go within. And I've always done that. But this time, it's like the hero, that part of me said, no, you got to stop this. You're going to have to come out, and you're going to have to rediscover what it is that you have to offer, and you are going to have to do that. And so I talk about that in the chapter, supporting people in finding their passions and knowing that it is all right to shine. It is okay to fly. And fly as high as you can, because when you do that, you give others permission to be able to do the same, because they're looking at you as you're lifted up, you're lifting others up. So that's basically
Beautiful. What
I'm talking about in my chapter.
Thank you for sharing. So we get a sneak preview. So we got a cliffhanger and a sneak preview of what we'll be enjoying in this book. And I've had the opportunity as the compiler to read a lot of the chapters, and the way the authors are choosing to share their lives with you and their hearts, they're really taking off any barrier that could be between you and them, and really sharing from their heart what they've learned, what they've lived, what they've survived, and their own struggle and journey in coming out of hiding and shining. And so I am so proud of this book and everyone that's leaned in and said yes, and I hope it's something that you're going to get excited about and that will really serve you, because that was our heart's desire and coming together, is that we could create a book that would really support people in coming out of hiding and navigating through that fear and really shining. So those are just little samples and excerpts and cliffhangers of what you can expect. I'm going to share my personal journey and story in it, because the greatest journey for me has really been overcoming childhood abuse and being so afraid and feeling so unworthy, and being able to step through that and discover the truth that we are each beautifully and wonderfully made on purpose and for a purpose, and that we're absolutely needed in the world. And my heart in this is that we really embrace that, and that we're willing to be seen so that we can really connect and bring our gifts and talents forward. So for those of you who haven't heard it today, remember, you're absolutely needed. You're beautifully and wonderfully made, on purpose and for a purpose. And breathe that deeply in. And as you go forth from our time together today, I hope you do so feeling balance, peace, and passion together on purpose. Take a couple moments throughout the day to really breathe into what it is that you needed, that was placed on your heart, and be leaning into bringing that forward in your life. Because you matter. And I want you to be willing to take center stage of your life, to fully show up, to fully being seen. That wherever you go, whatever you do, you're willing to richly bring yourself forward in the garden of life, that you are willing to bloom where you're planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program, brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the preceding program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.